When you digitize your business processes, your weaknesses and your strengths get crystallized further. So you got to be very clear on what is your unique selling proposition and what you're trying to protect. We used to run in GE Capital our retail banks per country with somewhere between 500 or 5,000 employees, right? So depending on the size of the country. If I look at a challenger bank nowadays, they do that with 50 or 52. So I'm never going to get there on an incremental path. So at some stage, you're going to have to burn the boat and start really with a new system. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges that you have to consider when you think about a digital transformation. Digitization is something that affects every function in the business. So the CFO, the operations, the engineers, they should be chasing the CIO and saying, look, this is what we need to do for our customers, and you give me the best technology in order to implement that and enable it. But if the CIO needs to convince the HR leader or the operations or sales leader that they should digitize, that's as close to corporate suicide as you get. I would like to see part of the bonus of my top leadership team to be dependent upon how much digitization progress they've made during the year. Be revolutionary, not incremental. Keep scalability in mind, and you're never done. There is no perfect. Revolutionary is that you cannot incrementally transform a 5,000 employee retail bank in a country to a 50. You have to just say, okay, I need to rethink my entire business model and then make the quantum leap. If I digitize a customer service process, for example, how do I gain scalability with that and really gain an advantage with it? Because otherwise, it's really not solving your problem. A lot of companies go about it and say, I'm going to close the development team in a chamber, and they develop and try a perfect platform or perfect application. And by the time they unlock the door and come out, their competitors will have launched version 3.0, and it's too late. Right? So it's really the guts to say, I start developing, I engage my customers, and I launch, and then I continue to develop. But you're never done, right? So there is no perfect. There's never an end to this, right? And that is just something that's not natural to a traditional corporate environment. The days of hierarchical decision-making, slow and autocratic decision-making are over. If you don't allow the organization to be lean enough, then your people will leave, or they won't even join you, right? And the digitization really enables you to have that communication with your workforce, and together with it, you need to empower people, because you cannot pretend that you can control like you used to do, like in the 1900s or 20-something. And with empowerment, you foster the entrepreneurial spirit of your employees, and that means you also have to allow for failure. Right? I would even go as far and say, if you don't see something blow up, you haven't gone fast enough and you haven't delegated enough. Today, I can take my iPhone and talk to every employee in the company. Right? So if I am close enough without many layers in the middle through digitized HR processes, communication processes in my company to my front-end operating entities, to my customers, then there is no different speak that will develop, right? So we'll all talk about the same things and we'll have the right and same priorities. If I get feedback from our employee surveys that people feel like they need to translate, need a dictionary in order to talk to us, then I know I have too many layers in the middle. And the great thing about digitization and technology today is I can eliminate that, right? So I can enable my front end and myself to talk to each other on a permanent basis. So it's a right and it's an obligation. It doesn't matter how smart you are or how great a strategy you think you have as a CEO. You may have all the facts on your side. You don't connect emotionally, you will not get the message across. If you have an issue with doing that, you don't want to have that engagement, you shouldn't be leading teams.